many different teams have you been an uncle for?
Well, now that's an interesting question. I can tell you how many years I've done it. This is my 22nd year. I started back in 2003. We had a year off for COVID and been doing it ever since. I've had a number of it, both international and U.S. teams. I think I've had just about every international team with the exception of, I think, Latin America. And I still have a few in the U.S. that I haven't had, so including Mid-Atlantic, which is kind of weird.
What are the responsibilities of an uncle?
We are really the surrogate parents for the kids when they're here. Obviously the kids are in a secure area. All of the things that they have to do during the day with ESPN and Adidas and lunches and all of the media kinds of things that you guys are working on, all of that stuff gets coordinated, and most of it gets coordinated by the uncle. So we get a schedule from Little League in the morning, usually even the night before, and then we just really work at making sure the kids get where they need to be. So from 7 o'clock in the morning usually till, depending on how late of a game, could be midnight some nights. Tonight will be a little bit later with the parade and things like that, but pretty much anything that the team needs. I've had parents asking about hotel rooms and where's a good place to get dinner or coffee or everything that you can imagine we really try to take care of.
When you're basically a surrogate parent for these kids, is it difficult not to root for them, or how hard do you root for them?
Oh no, we root for them. No, there's no doubt we root for them. These are our kids for 2 weeks. We get them when they get off the bus, and we give them a hug and take pictures when we put them back on the bus at the end of the week. Whether that's a shortened week because they're eliminated, or a longer week because they get to a national championship. I've had teams, probably 5 or 6 teams now in the course of 22 years that have gone through the entire second weekend. So it gets pretty exciting toward the end.
Any special teams that you can remember, just not in terms of even success, but just in terms of the communication, the camaraderie that you had between them?
Yeah. Different teams. I would say different things. I remember Japan always is very tight, very disciplined, very respectful. I had Japan one year. I've had teams from the last 2 years. I had teams from Europe and Africa, from the Czech Republic. Super nice kids, not the greatest baseball players at this point, but really play hard, really understand the game. Had teams from Australia. We had a team from Canada that was a great team, really super nice kids. And our whole goal is to make sure they're having the best time they could possibly have. The baseball to us anyway is secondary. It's really about this experience and the kind of things that the kids get to do.
Just the last question, if that's okay. What's the thing you get out of the most being an uncle?
The connections. I love to network. I do it as part of my job. I've always done it. I love to network with people. I love to meet different people. So, I have kids that I had back in 2004 that played for a team from Thousand Oaks, California. They're now old enough to be through college and having their own kids. We get all kinds of invitations to things, and it's 22 years of building relationships with kids, and that's really what most of the uncles will tell you, that the thing that we enjoy the most about it is the relationships that we make when the kids are here, and even when they leave and come back.